Dear fellow investors, welcome to my channel. In this channel, I like to find companies which can easily double my money, double our investment for the next 5 years. In order to do that, we have to find a company which is stable and it has stable revenue growth for the next 5 years. And so we like to look at the past 5 or 10 years of the data and try to predict what is its growth for the next 5 years. In order to do that, we need to find a very stable company. And today I like to focus on one company which is well known in the world, and it is called Samsung Electronics. This is an electronics company number one in the world in terms of revenue, and probably you guys know about this company because of its smartphone and refrigerators and OLED TVs, but it also have a memory chip business which is number one in the world. Samsung Electronics is the number one memory maker, and number two is actually SK Hynix, which is also a Korean company. The reason I chose Korean company because I live in Korea for the last 20 years, and I'm interested in this market. And Samsung Electronics, in fact, is the largest market in the Korean stock exchange. It is actually 10 times larger than the second largest company of this particular stock exchange. So you can see the stock, like every other stocks in the market recently, is declined quite significantly, which is a good opportunity for us to maybe buy this stock or not. So we will look at the end what is our conclusion about it. And you can see the very quickly the analyst price targets here. They all have even the lowest price target is slightly over than the current stock price, but we will not focus on analyst much. Let's look at the financials, and we will look at the revenue first, our revenue growth. So if you look at the income statement and total revenue for the last 10 years, you can see that it is quite steady growth year over year. In the last trailing 12 months, it's quite steady growth. And if you look at the yearly basis, it's also quite steady revenue growth. And we can actually look at the growth. So the last 1 year, it growth about 18%, which is quite nice, and it is growing since 2019. So the revenue growth looks quite promising and good. And next, if you look at the net income or earnings growth, year over year, it also growing in the last 3 years quite significantly. As you can see that last about 50% growth from the last year 2020, maybe because in 2020 the business was not so good due to the corona situation, and it growth quite significantly in the last 1 year. Trailing 12 months also, it is growing. Net income is growing slightly, about 12%. And so next, I like to look at the balance sheet. Will be good for a big company like Samsung Electronics. As you have seen, it has more than $100 billion in cash. So I'll skip the balance sheet and look at the cash flow. And the cash flow here is my concern from the last earnings statement too. Let's look at the free cash flow. Free cash flows, as we have seen in the earnings statement also, free cash flow recently is actually declining or almost steady. So which is a concern. I like to see a continuous free cash flow growth, especially a company like Samsung Electronics. But it is quite interesting. You can see the shape here. It increase, and then there is a moment, few years where it decline, and then again it increase and again decrease. So there are some periods where it grows and then it decline. I guess it relates to the innovation. When new products come in, new innovation come in, it grows, the free cash flow grow, and then when it reaches saturation point and until another new innovation come to the market, it decline. So which is not a big concern, but still I like to see a free cash flow continuously growing, especially from such a big company. So the just quick look at the analyst predictions. In about I'm guessing there will be many analysts who will focus on this company. As you can see, the 14 analysts are saying strong buy at this current stock price. 32 analysts are rating it as a buy. Only 3 analysts as a whole. Nobody is recommending as a sell. And revenue estimates, most of the analysts, I will look at this on the bear predictions, and they are looking at next 5 years about 7% growth year over year, and high is about 9%. So 7, 8, 9 is quite interesting one. So nobody is predicting very high growth from this company. Of course, a 400 billion company is very difficult to grow at quite high rate. EPS estimates also similar, about 11 to 9%. So in our estimates, we will take their recommendations, of course. And so here is my estimates for the next, or my projections for the next 5 years. Here, as you saw, revenue growth for the last year 2021, the year 2021 is about 15%. I will say the next year and the next 5 years they are growing 7% steadily. I want to be conservative in my predictions because there are many companies in the stock exchange, stock market, and many companies in Korea, many companies in USA. I like to find just 10 companies. I don't have to invest on all the companies. So I like to find 10 companies which will give me, or which will double my money in the next 5 years. So I like to be very conservative in my predictions. So from my very conservative predictions, as you can see, the bear market and the analysts who were bear in this company also predicted about 7% revenue growth for the next 5 years. So I like to take that 7%, and from that predictions, the earnings will be, I took the earnings growth, and a PE currently sitting at 11. I like to, as it is not growing, as you can see, the free cash flow is not growing that much. I like to be again conservative on my price to earnings ratio and say it is growing at an 8, and I like to give 8 for the next 5 years of price to earnings, and that gives me a market cap about 440 billion, or 440 trillion won, or 440 billion dollars, US dollars. And current market cap is sitting around same, around 440 450 billion dollars. So in current price, I don't see much upside investing on this company, and it will not double my money. I like to double my money in the next 5 years. So that is my prediction. When the price goes down furthermore, maybe, and currently is about 65,000 won, so maybe below 50,000 won, I may be interested. I will be interested. And also I like to see the free cash flow increasing and quite rapid growth on revenues. If that is my prediction, that is what I'm gonna do with this company. I will wait till the price drops furthermore, then I can see the further upsides on this investment. Please, if you like to see this kind of videos and especially interested in Korean market, I will also look at other companies in other markets, especially US markets, of course. So please subscribe to this channel, like these videos, and I'll see you in the next video.